Take it out.
You can join.
No, take it out. Don't close if it doesn't behave.
Yes.
Your host ended the meeting for everyone. Return to home screen. क्या हुआ? Something happened, you know.
1 second. I'm joining again. All are joining.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hariom, Pranam, Swamiji.
Pranam,
Hariom,
pranam,
Pranam,
pranam.
Swamiji. Pranam, Swamiji.
Yeah. So what is the topic? What is the topic? No topic. If there is no topic, we will try to dwell on the program on the 21st. All of you can read? All of you can read?
No, Swamiji.
No.
We have to zoom it.
Huh?
We have to zoom it.
Huh?
We have to zoom the screen.
Zoom, you have to zoom it in front.
This one. Yeah. I think I can go back here. Now?
Yes, we can read.
Huh?
Now they can read.
No?
They can read.
They can read. She says she can read. And we can make it big, no?
No, it should.
Yes.
No.
They said they can read some.
we can make like this. Even mobile we can use.
I've done it. I'm connecting to the. This one is not coming. This should come. Ah. Now you can read.
Yes, Swamiji.
Yes, Swamiji. We can read.
Yes, Swamiji.
Now I will read these words of. Why is this listening? Why is echo? Why this echo?
Kindly mute your audios.
Papa says, you are the watcher and the mind is the watched. As you begin to watch the mind, it will gradually cease to be. The witness or awareness alone is there. The thought forms disappear from your mind when you stand apart from thoughts. Witness consciousness is Atman. Mero kargo. You can sit on mero. When you dissociate yourself from the mind in meditation, you will realize you are the self. If you practice like this, thoughts will cease to rise. Eventually, the mind will be extinguished. You are then a radiant awareness or the self-luminous Atman. This experience yields you bliss and joy, which permeates every part of your manifest being. Yes.
On in.
You are then a radiant awareness or the self-luminous Atman. This experience yields you bliss and joy, which permeates every part of your manifest being or every part of your life and body. Now you have no desires, ego, or mind. You become the embodiment of bliss, purity, and peace. Though it is a tall order for all of us, it is high time we start thinking about it. The purpose of our being drawn to Papa's fold, the purpose of chanting Ramnam, the purpose of all our spiritual disciplines which he prompted us to do so far, it should zero to this. Because Papa never gives us any dictum or dogma. He only shares his experience. This is how he experienced after his long and arduous sadhana. So as sadhakas, everyone should think this is the ultimate thing we have to reach. So when he has given us the triune path like Nam, Seva, Dhyan, the Nama so far chanted, an effort to implement it in our day-to-day life, Seva, that should ultimately culminate in becoming aware of our true nature. So these are all the words. You are the watcher and the mind is the watched. As you begin to watch the mind, it will gradually cease to be. The witness or awareness alone is there. The thought forms disappear from your mind and you stand apart from thoughts. Witness consciousness is Atman. When you dissociate yourself from the mind in meditation, you will realize you are the self. If you practice like this, thoughts will cease to arise and eventually the mind will be extinguished. You are then a radiant awareness or the self-luminous Atman. This experience yields you bliss and joy, which permeates every part of your manifest being or every part of your life and body. Now you have no desires, ego, or mind. You become the embodiment of bliss, purity, and peace. Be a witness to all movements. Detach yourself from them and become the observer of them. And then you will realize that you are the eternal witness and the body is not yourself. Identification with the body will go, witness consciousness will be attained. Mostly you can practice it when you are in meditation. Many rules have to be observed for control of mind. Observance of silence is one of them. Who is observing silence? Let us try to find out. Sit silent, detach yourself from the mind, and watch its activities. The watcher is the real you, the self immortal. Ramdas prescribes the method which he himself employed, mantra upasana. Generally, there are 4 methods of concentration to make the mind disappear. That is, to make all thoughts cease. The first is chanting the name aloud. When the sound attracts the mind through the ears, the mind is absorbed. The second way is to bear in your bosom the form of your Guru and repeat the mantra. By that, the mind ceases to wander. The third method is to identify every object on which your mind dwells with God. Verily, everything is God. The complaint is that the mind wanders. Let it wander. It rests only on God. Whatever you think is then God. The idea of God will rule your mind. God thought alone will reign supreme to it. The fourth method is to be the witness of the mind. So, probably with that in view, he has given the prompting that we will all try to observe this mauna right from morning 6 to 6:30 to 6 o'clock in the evening. We can't call it as the traditional vipassana done everywhere in vipassana centers, but something of it. The technique of vipassana is a simple, practical way to achieve real peace of mind and to lead a happy, useful life. Vipassana means to see things as they really are. It's a logical process of mental purification through self observation. The technique, see, Vipassana means to see things as they really are. Sri Anandamayama says, if you want to find truth, you will have to realize everything as it is, in its own place, without choosing one thing rather than another. Just witness. We will not put any label. From time to time, we all experience agitation, frustration, disharmony. When we suffer, we do not keep our misery limited to ourselves, instead, we keep distributing it to others as well. Enlightened people have therefore advised know thyself, which means not merely knowing yourself at the intellectual level or accepting at emotional or devotional level, but to experience the truth about yourself, within yourself, at the experiential level. To achieve this, the technique of Vipassana meditation was taught in India more than 2500 years ago as a universal remedy for universal problems. Vipassana enables us to experience peace and harmony by purifying the mind, freeing it from suffering and the deep seated causes of suffering. Step by step, the practice leads to the highest spiritual goal of full liberation from all mental defilements. So, this is the background. We are not forcing ourselves. The only thing is we try to keep up this silence because we try to save the vocal energy, And external silence will help us to have internal silence. Because during that 12 hours, we will have 7 45-minute sessions where we sit. We cannot sit in a no mind can sit idle. So we can go through. Now we take it as granted. The various functioning of the body, various functioning of our indriyas, When we see something, we are carried away by it. When we hear something, we are carried away by it. When we eat something, we are carried away by it. That means the entire mind is occupied with that. So with the result, we are carried away by our sense organs. We are unable to put a rein, control over it. So we are now just watching it. We are just watching how the heart beats. We are watching how the digestion takes place. We are watching how the blood circulates. All these things we take it as granted, we don't apply our mind. When we try to watch the organs, sense organs, we also try to develop the power behind it. I am seeing it, correct. What is it that makes me to see? I am hearing. What is it that makes me to hear? I am tasting. What is it that makes me to taste? Touching. What is it that makes me to touch? Smelling, like that. These are the and mind thinking. So what is it that makes, We have heard so many things, but we are trying to get the answer from ourselves experientially. When we feel the pulse, we understand that the heart beats normally, 70 to 75. So 1 lakh times in a day, the heart beats, Who is behind that? One thing is sure, the so-called me and mine is not behind it. Like that, each and every activity of our body is felt, and also we try to see the power behind it. Then similarly, this breathing. Inhalation, exhalation. Probably that we might know, but we take it as granted. How does it function? The moment we are unable to breathe, suffocation, what happens then? our basic pranavayu, oxygen, it is taken in, and the excess of carbon dioxide are exhaled. That is why we are all alive. Who is behind this? So during these after that, the watching. And the watching should culminate in the 6th or 7th. We should be able to feel. Now, all these things we were able to think because we were watching, we were observing the functionings of our sense organs, bodily functions, breathing, and watching the thought. We are making an effort. It is for him to make it as effective as possible. Okay, then we should not get into a feeling that the Atman is only when we withdraw ourselves. No. He is at all times with us, whether we are active or sitting. No. So to develop that idea, there will be 4 walkings meditation session. In between we come out. We won't be talking to anybody. And there are many such places in ashram. Madhuvan, Ayodhyavan, ashram, fodder grass field, paddy field, everything is there. So we just go there, start watching. Previously we were not applying our mind, now we will start applying our mind. We try to feel the sky, the sun, the rains, the earth, the air, the plants. We are trying to find out the power behind each one. So those 7 sessions are directed inward. 3 or 4 sessions are also there for exposing ourselves to the outer world, to ensure that this vipassana prakriya, the process of vipassana continues. We will observe silence. And in order to ensure that the mind also cooperates with us, there will be a simple food, very limited food. Because otherwise, the more you take, you will become sleepy, dull. So morning it will be fruits. And noontime a simple food, very simple, not the usual food. Something to make us not to feel hungry, that's all. And we have a gap break there. And because we are doing it on really, such type of experiments, Papa has not put us so far. So now, so he makes us to emphasize that those of us who are unable to continue at a stretch, they can also get up and move from the session, not in between the session, before the start of the session. Can be away and then come back, rejoin silently. So that the idea is not to impose something on us. We should feel free. Of course, we will not touch mobile. We will not use any device, any gadget. We will not even look at any books. Because this day we will try to see that no other thing is there except watching, except knowing about the various functioning of this body, mind, intellect, and the power behind the body, mind, intellect, whose name we are chanting. So when we repeat Ram Nam, this exercise will give us whose name we are chanting, so that it won't be at the superficial level, it will go deep down. When Papa says we are chanting the name of one who is make me to chant, we will try to understand that meaning. So far, we were trying to understand intellectually, but now we are trying to understand experientially. Because he says, whenever we are told that we are repeating the name, at once we must be able to say, God is making us repeat his name. How do we feel that God is making us to repeat? God who is within us. Now this 12 months, 12-hour session should give something of this, so that our Ramna becomes effective. As Papa used to say, we will be you will be able to feel the sweetness, and the more and more we go nearer, the faster will be our release from the me and mine. So when we come out and function as an individual, our circle of love will be definitely widened. Then it will be me to we and we to him. Those of you who are not in a position to take a trip to ashram for this purpose can use this in your own place, probably not for 12 hours, say 3-4 hours. Let us try this, How long can we carry on with the present style of sadhana? There should be a conscious effort on our. This is how Papa scaled the height. But we have been reading it out, no? That is why he could scale the heights. So somewhere in the corner of our mind, we must have this idea. Though we may not be able to exclusively intensify it, but still there could be some method by which. Okay, no. You can sit there. There could be some method by which we try to make an earnest effort to feel his presence. That is the purpose of this one-day upasana. Maunopasana. உட்காரலாம் நீங்கள் உட்காரலாம் எங்கே வேணால் உட்காரலாம். We will also brief for 15 minutes in the morning. After that, we will not open our mouth. And 5 o'clock, the concluding session starts. There will be a quick recap. And morning when we start, being the Guru Purnima day, we will have flower offering there itself in the place where we will have it. Because here our usual flower offering starts around 7:15, but there we will have at 6:30. And 5 to 5:30 after the concluding session. Because when we go out of the hall, we must be able to carry some hints of maintaining our link with the core of our being, the essence of our being, the spirit of our being, Atman of our being. And then 5:30, 5:45, we all move to Ashram Samadhi Mandir to join the Arati. Then after 6 o'clock, we open. So morning 6 to evening 6, we will try this. The whole purpose. So those who are not in a position to attend, you are all in different places. You can also try in your own way. Idea is to watch the antics, dynamics of the mind, knowing more and more about what is happening inside and the power behind the whole functionings. On 20th, 3:30 to 4:30, all the participants will be briefed about the whole background in a more elaborate way. Hour by hour we will go. If possible, it will be on Saturday. If possible, that can be relayed also through Google Meet. We will try. So it's not a compartmentalized activity. It is an activity which is linked with the outside world, but at the same time, we are trying to maintain what we have tasted during the inward journey. We are watching ourselves whether we can keep up the same tempo while exposing ourselves. Till 1988, we had this facility in ashram itself, though it was not announced, that's all. When we all used to come, Papa Samadhi Mandir was always meant for that. Puja Mataji had specifically mentioned there. So there was no idol, there was no image, there was no ritual there. So anybody can go there and spend some time. Somebody may be sitting, somebody may be doing pradakshina to the samadhi, somebody may be silently chanting, somebody may be silently reading. What we used to do is the small books like Glimpses of Divine Vision, Thus Speaks, Sayings of Ramdas, we keep it in our pocket and go there. After doing pranams at the holy feet of Papa, we go and sit, mentally read for 5 minutes, and close the book, try to absorb the teachings. As the mind dwells on, suppose you feel sleepy, get up, do the pradakshina for 5 or 10 times. One method. Others will have some sankalpa to chant, mental chanting, and they will be doing pradakshina or sitting. And we all remember in 68 or 69 when we were here for a longer time, 1 or 2 months. At that time, Mataji would lead us. So we all go there, Mataji will be leading us, we sit, and then half an hour we spend for that. Rest of the time, so many activities. Nobody will be asked to take part in anything. Each one develops their own, no? So everybody was making use of Papa Samadhi, and if nobody is there, one person will be there. Total silence. But after, in 88, when Puja Mataji was seriously sick, one devotee suggested to Mataji and Swamiji and that why not we have morning till evening Ramnam. That is how the present style of Ramnam chanting in the Samadhi Mandir started. So then afterward this facility was not there. That is why nowadays Centenary Hall is made where there are no photos, no images, and then one can sit and take to mental journey or anywhere in the ashram. There is no specific place. But we don't know how far these ideas were known to the visiting devotees. So this time, he prompted, probably it is high time, he was watching us, that we have been satisfying ourselves with the outside activities like chanting, taking part in bhajan, and during various other seva activities, hardly trying to go within and move towards that reality whose name we are chanting. Otherwise, it becomes an external activity. No doubt, it has got its own value, but each one will know whether to what extent it has helped us to move closer to Him who is within us, who is making us to chant, who is making us to function as an individual. So these are all some of the points connected with the 21st July Guru Purnima Day special satsang. Those who are not attending, they will have the usual program starting from 5 o'clock in the morning. Everything will be there, flower offering, everything will be there, arati. But participants of this special sadhana, they will be in another place, that's all. New colony upstairs, there are 3 halls now. At the time of bringing out this idea, we never thought that the people will come forward. But it so happened that the number, in spite of a short time we gave, many may not be fully aware of what is intended, accepting that it will be a Mauna session. More than 84, 85 people have responded. So that is why we have to take 3 halls. And some more may also join when they come here, when they come to know about this. So by that, Papa is making us aware that when a facility is offered, he prompts the devotees also to take out the maximum benefit out of that program. Though we have been telling everybody that the triune path prescribed by Papa is Nam Dhyan Seva, how far we have applied our mind on Dhyan aspect, each one has to ask. So here is an opportunity for us to really understand the Dhyan aspect as followed by Papa. There may be so many systems evolved by so many Mahatmas about stilling the mind. But how Papa had done it, he has shared with us, and based upon that, we are carrying out. Anybody would like to ask anything?
It starts at 6 o'clock. Morning.
6 o'clock it will start. 6 o'clock means by 6:30. People have to come, from different places. So 6 to 6:30 there will be a Ramnam chanting will be going on, machine chanting, or somebody, one person.
How many days?
Eh?
Only one day, 21st.
One day.
11 days we know that.
Because Vipassana Center, 7 to 10 days is good.
10 days total Mona, so one day.
7 days, 10 days, 11 days
10 days.
in different centers. Now it has become a global movement.
Yes.
Yeah. A great Mahatma called R.N. Goenka, S.N. Goenka, he started in one center, and now it's going on not on any commercial basis. and 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 people, they go there, shut off all activities for these 10, 11 days. Igatpuri.
1,000 it says. Igatpuri.
So the idea is, there is a craving in the minds of people to watch the mind, to go beyond the dynamics of the mind, to have some taste about the real core of our being. It is something surprising.
Totally new experience for us, Swamiji.
Eh?
Totally new experience.
It is a new experience. And we will try, probably not in this order. We will definitely bring this for every special day, 6 or 7 days, for a few hours, in that day. And if everybody is motivated or prompted to take part, we can add this for more hours during our year-end program. It is not imposed. Purely, it should give us joy. So we will see how it takes shape. That is why it is not imposed on anybody. It is purely left to everybody. And even when we are in that, everybody may not be able to sit for a longer time because of age, because of bodily problems. So many things will be there. So then they can also get up. But the only thing is they should ensure that no disturbance is made. 99% of the people may not get up because once they start tasting, initially for 1 or 2 sessions there may be a little resistance from the body, but after that, when he starts knowing that when you shut off all your outer activities, the joy that you enjoy will definitely lead from session to session. Because here, not only that we are simply sitting, normally when we observe silence, the mind will run riot. But here there is a specific purpose. The purpose of watching our sense organs, our body, our pranayam, our thoughts, and then trying to get a glimpse of the substratum. It's an effort. So that will definitely yield, because no other disturbance is there. And during our walking time also, we will try to ensure how to, even in advance one, even every step, we try to become conscious. Somebody was asking, mindfully doing everything, is that? It is not that we are not doing mindfully, we are not aware that we are doing it mindfully. When we walk, when we draft a letter, when we cook, when we do anything, there is a whole soul involvement, then only efficiency will be there. But we are not aware that the mind is fully occupied with this. So the mind, part of the mind is watching. Otherwise what happens? Because immediately, suppose if it is not mindful, we will not be able to bring it out perfectly. And we will have to pay for it. We will be punished. Suppose, you are cooking. There are certain ingredients to be put at such and such a time. Suppose we are careless. The salt may be more, spices may be more, and with the result, we may not be able to eat. That is the punishment. So next time I will be careful. So God Himself, there is an auto-suggestion that is going on. God Himself is making us to become perfect. Suppose you are drafting an article, you are drafting a letter. A whole-souled involvement is necessary to tap out, what He is prompting. So mindfully we are doing it. Otherwise we will not be able to do it. But we are not aware that mindfully doing it. So this vipassana, this one-day experience will slowly put us on we become aware. That's why Papa says, the watcher is the real you, the self-immortal. And when we are back to our usual routine, we try to ensure to remember Papa's words that we are chanting the name of one who is within us, who is making us to chant. So far, when we say he is making us to chant, we may not have clear-cut idea. I am chanting, how do I know that he is making me to chant? This is how it might start. So we get by watching the by observing our heartbeat, by observing our blood circulation, by observing our digestion, all those things, when we start thinking, then there is a conscious effort on our part to detach ourselves from that and also to see the power behind it. And after so many sessions, when we get a grip of that power, then we know that power is motivating us to chant. So that our Ram Nam chanting will become more and more effective. And this is the fittest homage we can pay to our gurus. They will be extremely happy that there is a conscious effort on our part to move toward the core of our being, which is what they want us to do. Anybody would like to share anything?
On the 45 minutes, full silence. There is nobody, no.
Not only 45 minutes, 12 hours there is no silence, total silence.
Oh, full silence.
Full silence. Whole day. Oh,
I am not able to chant loudly. What can I do?
eh?
I'm not able to chant loudly.
You need not. The only thing is when we chant, we should be able to hear so that the mind gets absorbed in the sound. That is enough. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. I will hear my own chanting, That is enough. Only when the congregation is there, somebody has to chant aloud. Yes?
Swamiji, should we do Upasana this time? Upasana should do?
Huh?
Can we do Vipassana?
No. Upavasa. Upavasa, no?
Upavasam.
Upasana.
Upavasa, okay, but provided your mind does not go back to
Weakness.
eatables. If you are sure about it, nothing like that.
Fasting.
Even half a day fasting would be very nice. Because the more this is empty, and when we are conscious why we are not giving, it will help us. Otherwise, we may become dull, sleepy. And nowadays we can say it produces a lot of gas inside. It will make us restless. So minimum input. I won't say zero input, because that each one has to decide for himself. So the
Swamiji, we can have some sattvic food.
Sattvic food we can do.
you can. But the quantity should be less.
Yeah, quantity.
Less quantity, sattvic food.
No spices, no irritants.
That is all left to you. You will know whether it irritates or not, Each one has to try and experiment. And a stage comes when whether it is spicy or sweet or bitter, it will not matter so long as we treat it as a food, something to sustain our energy, that's all. So no food or minimum food is recommended. Anything else?
Swamiji, Hari Om.
Yes.
Is it possible to have a copy of the document that you read from?
Copy of the document what you read.
We will send you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Hari Om. We have made a brief write-up that will be given to everybody on 20th. so that they can go through again and again and again and again. And even they can carry, but as far as possible on that day, let them not look at it. But if it is absolutely necessary, they can. Diversion should not be there as much as possible. So we will be sending that. Why this exercise? What are the guidelines? What are the points on which the mind can dwell? And finally, that our-wise timetable. Each one can practice in their own way. They can reduce, modify. Each one, because each one is unique. Each one's equipment is unique. Each one's taste, temperament, inclination, aptitude is different. So the general prescription is there, but at the same time we have to become one with it, we try to take the theme.
Swamiji, it will be night time here, so Mauna will be easy and abstaining from any eating will be easy, but sleeping will be the big problem. I'll be
You can
sleeping.
choose.
That will be a big problem.
You can choose any time that is convenient for you. Any time that is convenient for you, you can choose. And take out those of you who want the note we have prepared. We will send it through email. It is almost ready. Tomorrow we can send.
And Swamiji, should I put my email on the in-call messages? But don't know whether maybe you have it still.
Please repeat.
Swamiji, I'm not sure if Anandashram still has my email. Can
He
I
is
put
not
it
sure
in
whether
the...
Radhan Ashram has got his email.
Otherwise, mother we will send.
Okay.
Okay.
You sent to Sunny, yes.
We will send it to Ma. She will pass.
Of course.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Very.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Swamiji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Swamiji, this is a very good exercise that we are planning to do on the 21st.
21st. That is the fittest homage to our gurus. They will be more happy than anything else. That now by their grace only this 85 to, I think it might even touch 100. We don't know the way in which things are going on. So the way in which it is given a fillip in the right from the beginning, it is something we are deeply grateful to our gurus. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram.